Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlo here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Good boy. Last we left off, we are standing here in front of the entrance to Durin's Gate there, the way you go back to Holland. When we last left off, we were on our goat at the very top of that huge flight of stairs there. And the reason was, we thought we were through with Welcome to Moria. We had spoke to Gimli over there. We had spoke to Rathulf, and we had found the third dwarf, who I cannot remember his name at the moment. What is his name? Atlas. Yes. Excuse me, but have you seen Atlas? He was a bit of a Dickens to find, and we had done his resharpening task. We thought we were going to be moving on deeper into Moria. However, we forgot, or did not notice, that we needed to come back and speak with Dormoth here. So we are going to do that and finish.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of khazad-dum.
Finish the actual Welcome to Moria quest. Thank you for all you've done, Gnarlo. You're certainly off to a better start here now. There we go, and he does have another ring over his head.
We have little time to speak. Great events have been set in motion.
An ominous tunnel. You have done much for us, and now I'm sure you're eager to press on into the tunnels. 2.2.Thickfist is at the top of the great stair just yonder, and I believe some dwarves under his supervision have already begun to press forward. If you're interested in doing the same, 2B might have information that would be helpful for your journey. We'll go ahead and accept it. I do not know if we're going to actually do it, because we are going to continue here with Forward Book 2, Echoes in the Dark. Let me go ahead and mount up on my goat. The one thing that I've always wished about Moria, and I've seen a lot of people say about, is that since it's always dark in here, it'd be nice if you could use the Alt 10 light. Unfortunately, it still only works in nighttime, even in here. But there are some really dark corners in here. Moria ought to count as a permanently nighttime zone. It really should. Of course, you probably couldn't get a good, accurate representation of what the daytime was like outside. You'd have to make some sort of an exception for it. Okay. So yes, we have some more stuff up that way. We've got a blocked off passage over there. Let's talk to 2.2.Thickfist, see what he has for us. An ominous tunnel.
I'm not sure khazad-dum can be restored. The orcs have surely ruined it.
I am glad someone with skill as a warrior has come. I'm afraid this tunnel quite unnerves me, Gnarlo. Some dwarves have already gone forth under my supervision, but they have not yet returned. Okay. So a little quest to get you to the top. He's got a couple of places here, a couple of quests here that you can continue on with him. We will not do that right at the moment. We'll remember that we do have these quests should we want them. But they've made it a lot easier to get your way into Moria now. As you know, you got these Iron Garrison guys.
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
Who will keep telling you how to get to the deep descent in the Dolven-View, as we say. The road to the Dolven-View and beyond it to the deep descent. As you keep heading east, you will pass into a series of very dark caverns lit only by some curious blue crystals. Follow this sloping path as it curves and descends, watching out for the Grebik, vile insects that inhabit the darkness. Another guide of the Iron Garrison should be by a railing in the midst of the dark cavern. And we will continue on down. Dwarf axe lying on the ground. That right there is for another quest that you can pick up that continues along with Tubby there. And we are going to go is continue on down. She said we are going now on this blue pathway, and I think they've made it a little bit easier to follow than it was back in the a little bit easier to follow back than the days whenever I was first playing here. Don't know what, it just seems like it may totally be my imagination. Said it's been a long time since I've been down here. A wonderful carven dwarf head there. But it seems as if this little pathway you follow is a little bit easier to follow these days. Hey, yet another. To the northeast, the path descends to buildings made by dwarves.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dum.
Be cautious on this leg of your journey to the Dolven-View and to the deep descent, Gnarlo, because it is so dark. You want to travel northeast through the darkness, following the sloping paths as they descend to buildings made by ancient dwarves. Okay, so we continue on to the northeast here. As you see, we have yet another quest giver over here. He's giving you quests that take place down here in this fortress of Moria goblins. Once again, if we come back this way, we will pick these quests up and perhaps take them. But right now, we are going to continue on, see if we can find the Dolven-View. They're the Grobbog that he was talking about, the Grebig, as the dwarf called them. They are the various insects throughout this. The gatherers here are nothing. They won't bother you unless you bother them. But many, they've got, I think, spitters, and there's also a queen that you can run into. And those tend to be a little bit more deadly. Okay, let's continue following the path. As you see, it does have the stones here that you can follow and the lights. Getting close to, remember the fortress we saw when we were up there standing by that dwarf? It's got a rear entrance too, right here. Let's give it a little bit of a skirting. There you go. Because there's the other entrance we were looking at. When the dwarf who's kneeling is right up here, Germain or something like that. Mr. Weggle. Continue on up, following, as he says, the glowing blue crystals and the little path of rocks here. We should come to a bridge here very shortly. Here is what I was, one of the things I was discussing before, the khazad-skarn deposits. This used to be stuff like khazad copper and khazad tin. I also need to get my crafting up. As you see, I don't have Supreme Prospector yet. Just like when I was trying to get the Ibex branches, I don't have Supreme Forester yet. So I need to work on my crafting skill whenever I leave y'all alone here. But what I was kind of sitting and lamenting was, it used to be once you got into Moria, you started all over again. You had copper and tin, only it was khazad copper and khazad tin. And then you had khazad bronze and khazad iron and khazad fine iron and all that again, until you got around to the other side. And now they've just made it all skarn, made it all the same, same type of ore. And I know that simplifies things, but it does take some of the crafting, some of the exploration out of it. It's like, oh, we've got stuff we can tell we're advancing through the dungeons and all, because here is we've left the khazad copper and khazad tin behind, and now we are into the realm of khazad iron. And it's like, no, it's all skarn now. Let's see where we are on the map. We have reached this paved arched pathway here. And it looks like we need to move on southward to get to the Dolven-View. And there's some sort of camp coming up ahead of us, too. There we go. Campsite with Thorhall Swether. It's a healer and a provisioner, another guard. Once again, it's hard for me to remember. It would have been nice if way back in the day, 7 years ago now, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, if I had been recording back in those days, if I'd even had the knowledge that it existed, much less the capability to do so, because I swear to you that this campsite did not exist here. I think there was a guide here. Pretty sure there was a guide that would tell you needed to travel back on up this way, but none of this other did that I can remember. You just had to, if you hopefully talked to the guide, and if you didn't, notice that you can make a left here. And make your way on up. We have a split here. One leads on to some more old carven halls. The other one leads on up this curving ramp here with the lanterns and all along it. Got a bunch of deep claws there if you're interested in hunting them and you're looking for like their glossy skins and things. Depending on whether, I think glossy skins are used by hunters, I believe. Impressive views when you're up here. Really impressive views all throughout Moria. But be careful. No guardrails. This place was built by the same people that built the Death Star. So no guardrails anywhere. It's easy to tumble off. And then boom, we have found the Dolven-View. You have discovered the Dolven-View. Alright, fantastic. Right over here is your bulletin board, your task collection box for handing in all the various things that you can hand in for faction. Right here is the Stable Master, which we do not actually have to discover this one. Once again, in the interest of making things more user-friendly, used to be you had to find your way here. Now, of course, as you saw back there at the Durin's Threshold, there is actually already a stable route set up so that you can just ride a goat here, unfortunately. Okay, we've got a mailbox right there. Those of you need to do mail activities, and right around the corner is where you find your Forge Master and your Relic Master. I think, can we actually... I'm going to see if we can... We need to identify this book, and I'm going to see if we can identify the... Oh, we've already identified the Second Age sword. Good. Let's see if we can identify the book so we can actually use it. And this is the first Forge Masters and all that you run into. The Lords of
Moria have returned!
Inside Moria. All right. 5 silver. You can see the difference between your beginning level equipment here and your upper level equipment. Remember, there are items of the first stage as well. Burglar's tools take 5 silver to identify. The burglar's daggers, 25 silver to identify. Oh, and it actually has not been identified yet, has it? We've still got a partial level. Let's go ahead and identify the burglar's tools. Plus 5% mischievous glee healing. That's nice. That's plus 5% to our burglar heal that fires off now and then. Plus 3% specialization skill critical buff. And plus 0.01 critical chain skills. Very nice. Alright, the burglar's tools. So we can now actually equip those. Let's throw them. They will go into our class slot here. There we are. Legendary burglar tools. And we replaced the crude burglar tools we've been carrying around all this time. Yep. We can definitely sell these off now. Wow, I can't believe that I'm still using like the item level 20. Cannot believe I'm still using the crude tools that I think I got the very first time I been using for 30 levels, almost 40 levels now, ever since I first got the ability to use them.
Will live forever.
Let's see if we can identify the dagger of the Second Age. We can. Plus 264 surprise strike critical, plus 1% burglar bleed damage, plus 1% subtle stab damage. Excellent. So now we've got it identified here. The only thing holding us back from using it is that we're not up to the level to use it yet. We're not at the minimum level. So as soon as we finish filling in this last little blue streak, we'll be able to immediately throw that into our bar and start using it. That is very, very good. Now, we have a milestone right over here. And I'm thinking that we will go ahead and bind ourselves, because this is kind of like the next hub, the next little hub in the whole quest chain. You see this kind of in a central location for everything here in the Great Delving. You got Durin's Way up that way, you got Zelen-Melek, you got the Silvertine Lodes. As we zoom out, you see where we are here in Moria. We've reached this area right here. First zone here, and we're kind of in the central location for it. Moria is big. As Gimli says, I have seen Moria now, and it is great beyond my reckoning. Okay, let us talk to Brent Sharpeye. He's the first one we need to talk to over here. He's a member of the Iron Garrison. Forward, Book 2, Echoes in the Dark.
These halls will be great once more.
Welcome to the Dolven-View, Gnarlo. As you can see, the Iron Garrison is hard at work making everything ready for our resettlement of the mines. Speak to the people here and help them with their tasks. We must see to our safety before we can push any further into khazad-dum. So that will give us the bent Sharp-Eyed. Then we have to talk to Thetmar in the Deep Descent. Alright, very good. Now, you'll notice behind them we got two faction people, Iron Garrison Guards and Iron Garrison Miners. He's got some information about them, the Iron Garrison factions.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
Moria has two factions, the Iron Garrison Miners and the Iron Garrison Guards. Each offers their own unique rewards, and each favors their own trinkets and relics that have been collected throughout Moria. As you complete quests in Moria's many levels, one faction or another will favor you. Be sure to check back with the vendors as you grow friendlier with the Iron Garrison.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of khazad-dum.
The Iron Garrison Miners offer valuable rewards that will make you stronger or make your journeys to Middle Earth more convenient. And the Guards...
The time has come to drive forth the orcs from our kingdom.
The Iron Garrison Guards offer many items that are favorable to your class, such as the ability to learn a unique legendary skill. Let's go take a look at what they have here. Browse
the
the
day
shop.
of the dwarves is coming.
See, a guide to the quiet knife. You need kindred standing to get that. So we've got that. We've got a keen blade. Then you've got things for guards. Iron Guard's boots. Guard's trinket. Guard's silver ring. A Moria geode. A nice piece of decoration that you can put in your yard. Very nice one here, but needs acquaintance standing. Then you've got things like on the patterns of wind and rain. Those things are for rune keepers. The Jolly Hunter for hunters, you know. All sorts of things here. And then Traveler's Scone, which gives you dense quick bread mixed with fresh strawberries, which gives you nice combat regen and things. Let's go over here to the miners, see what kind of things they have. Browse the
May
shop.
Durin return soon to his halls.
Cape of the Iron Garrison. Iron Miner's Hands. Once again, a bunch of different armors that differ from the ones over there, have different stats on them. Trinkets, they give you the geode as well. Right here is something for all the muster in the 21st Hall. Swiftly travel, that's for the wardens, is it? Yes, wardens. There is also one of these two have a thing for miners, so that miners can get the not miners, hunters, so that hunters can get their guide to the 21st Hall and things. Then we've got a couple of goats. If you don't have a goat, you can get the prize tame redhorn goat. This is one of the low-level goats here. It gives you a 32% speed and 100 morale. The one that you eventually want to get is this one. This is the one that you need to get kindred standing. And in fact, I need to come back in here with Glenorin because he's had kindred forever. But it was back in the day. He got kindred back in the day whenever gold still meant something. And he just never got around to saving up for the nimble redhorn goat. This gives you the 62% speed and the 250 250 morale, so I'm looking forward to getting that one. Okay, so that shows you kind of what the factions and all work with here. Oh, there's one other thing, barter, as you see. You can do the barter items.
Dwarves must fight for dwarves.
And as you see, you can trade in worn dwarf carvings, which give you faction with the Iron Garrison Guards, to get the broken engravings, which give you faction with the miners. So you can, and the same thing over here. He'll go engravings. He will let you trade in engravings, and he will give you dwarf carvings. So you can trade them back and forth if you're wanting to work on one faction more than the other. All the way down to the uncut Moria adamants and the fractured rubies. So nice little faction groups there that actually offer more. You know, if you're getting the Matham armor, their particular armors probably won't help you that much. But the other things like, say, the Geode, which is really nice to have in your yard, the Goat, the Muster and Guide skills and all, those are nice to have. Let's see. Many surprising lights in the darkness of this place. Now, if we look, we've still got to talk to Thetmar in the Deep Descent. Styling is in the Deep Descent among the Silvertine Lodes south of the Dolven-View. So we are now in the Dolven-View, and we are looking to the south here. As you see, down here is the Silvertine Lode. So we are going to have to travel down in here, and there is the Deep Descent. So we need to come right through this passage here. And we will travel on down till we get to the Deep Descent, and we can finish the forward. I've always loved this particular section right here. You've discovered the Stone Council. And yes, you can fall off these ledges, so just be careful. These are very, very deep pits to fall into. Gorgeous carvings. I've always loved these carvings of the dwarves with the waterfalls, the fountain waterfalls that come out of their mouths. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful, beautiful stuff here. We're going to continue on across the bridge, down to this beautifully carved hall here. Like I said, gotta hand it to the devs. They did a wonderful job with the making Moria here. Should be coming to the Deep Descent. I believe we're off to the right, if I remember correctly. Yes. Right here's the entranceway, which will take us down to the Deep Descent. Very good. New deed, the Silvertine Lodes. Let's grab the stable master here.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
You see, he's got 3 different places. We've already discovered 2 of them. Imagine the rotting cellar will be much deeper in. Let's see, is the guy we're looking for right over here? Looking for Thetmar. We pass him sitting back there. That is quite possible because I was looking for someone starting with an S, not somebody that was starting with a T. Alright, looks like we haven't gone quite deep enough into the descent, as this does keep going down. Another task board behind us, as you saw there. And there is Thetmar. Looks like those doorways won't be gone into anytime soon. Another milestone, more provisioners and all. Another relic and forge master. Let's talk to Thetmar. Forward Book 2, Echoes in the
Welcome
Dark.
to khazad-dum.
I am glad you've come to the Deep Descent, Gnarlo. A burglar such as you should be able to help my people with many of the tasks they need doing here among the Silvertine Lodes. We are particularly plagued by the goblins of Gammo Philic. Okay, very good. Now, to continue along on the forward, is that the end with him?
Perhaps soon we will toast our victory against the orcs of Moria.
We now need to talk to Bosi in the Chamber of the Crossroads on Durin's Way. This whole forward here is kind of to get you out here and get you to discover these little areas which lead you to the Dolven-View, lead you here to the Silvertine Lodes. Introduces you to the Silvertine Lodes. The next one's going to go up here and go to get you to cross away to over. Says we have to go to Durin's Way now. So we go to Durin's Way, and there's the Chamber of the Crossroads. And that is where we will go next time. I am going to mount up. Where is my... There we go. Speaking of which, what speed does he have? Ah, see, he's got 62% too. He just doesn't have very high morale. He's not like the this is the Dusky Nimblefoot. I think what's the other, the Fleet Nimblefoot or whatever. He's got the 250 morale, which causes you to fall off a lot less whenever you're getting hit at by some of these bugs and burrowers and goblins and stuff that you come across. Alright, so there we are. We are going to stop here in the Dolven-View. That is where we're going to call this an episode. So next time when we come back, we will continue on with the forward, book 2, and we will travel up there to talk to Bosi in the Chamber of the Crossroads and see what he has to say for us. And whether that's going to finish up the forward and whether we will actually start into the first chapter of book 2 at that point. So we will see you next time. Thanks for coming along, and I've enjoyed having you with me. Bye-bye.